Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to talk about masteries, and more specifically several of you have asked what kind of mastery setup I am using and how do I change from and to suicides and so forth. So first let's take a look at my current masteries. We're going to start with utility. It's called proficiencies now. Anyway, so in here I normally just run my max parry and my max stupefy, only one in dexterity and pretty much nothing anywhere else. I do have 7 points spare. I do keep these 7 points to add suicides back on when I do want them. However, if I do choose to use many mystic champions for something and I do need to put a mystic dispersion back on, then I can safely do that, and these 7 points let me get my mystic dispersion up to MD4 fairly cheaply. So defense largely, it's just the fact that you have willpower on it and max recovery. Other masteries that don't matter too much. I run max block proficiency and max perfect block. I do max the perfect block off because of perfect blocks kind of mechanic where it works together with parry mastery, because if people read the parry mastery, then stun duration increases with perfect block chance. So that is the reason why your parry stance will be a bit longer, even on limber masteries and stuff like that. So aside from that, it's just the max willpower, nothing else too special there, and I essentially keep it the same all the time. And my offensive mastery tree, I have pretty standard kind of build for the first part. I have 1 in courage, 4 in max precision, and maxed out max cruelty. That puts me to my 15 points, which are needed to unlock like further right trees. I do like to run max despair on most champions, just because I have quite few champions that synergize with this mastery extremely well. And I do like to run max deep wounds, just because we have quite few bleeders on teams as well. Only 1 in assassin, just for the 20% attack boost. Aside from that, I don't really use it mastery too much anymore, aside from some specific purpose builds. And 2 in glass cannon. I normally like to max out glass cannon. I was just kind of 1 mastery point short, so I'm leaving it over there. And as you can see, I have 7 mastery points spare. So whenever I'm putting my suicide mastery setup on, I'm just adding the 7 points I'm not currently using. So let's count how many units it's going to take us. So we're starting on 444 units, and we're adding our suicides on. And let's see where we're going to finish up there. While I'm adding these, I must add that the mastery system in this game is quite atrociously outdated. Kabam needs to make some quality of life changes and let us kind of like remove 1 mastery point, or remove at least like a branch or something like that. But anyway, so we're on 418 units, so that cost us 26 units to add the suicides on from our non-suicide build. And let's check now how much it's going to cost us to completely redo it and take the suicides back off and get back to where we started. So obviously this is going to take a while, and this is one of the things I really dislike in this game, because I do use many different mastery setups for different champions, and a large portion of my time often goes just clicking these mastery buttons. They should let us have some sort of mastery presets or option to remove a single point or all the points in one single tree without having us to redo all of this constantly. But it is what it is. Let's hope Kabam changes that one day. But meanwhile, we need to do our best to work around it. And yeah, I must add that I do change my masteries quite often. So this process is painfully familiar for me. Anyway, so we're maxing out cruelty, and I'm not maxing out greater precision just because I don't see too much of a difference on my total damage output when it's at 4 or 5 points. So lately I have started to leave it at just the 4 points. Right, so we're nearly there. Despair 3. maxing out deep wounds, 1 in assassin, and that's gonna leave us with the original 7 points. So how much we did use for this setup change? So first one was 26 units, and now let's take a look. We are on 345 units. 1 second, that's gonna mess my math calculations. So plus. So that cost us 73 units to kind of take our suicides off and reset to our first version. So overall, basically, we did a full cycle of my suicide and non-suicide build in 100 units. I believe it was 99 units in total. So I do not think it's too bad. It's a cost of 3 energy refills. And I do this quite frequently depending what champions I do intend to use, what game mode's on, what kind of videos I'm trying to make. And that 100 unit cost I do find acceptable, and this is more or less the way I switch in between mastery setups. Aside from that, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe it, and share it with your friends. Maybe you can use the same kind of idea to switch in between your mastery setups. But yeah, that's going to do for today, and I'm going to see you guys next time.